of your city. From Umuahia, Nigeria, Rapid FM 96.5, the sound of your city.
Let's talk politics, dynamics, and permutations.
It's a concern that we have for our country, Nigeria. So this is beyond partisan politics. Nigeria is on drip. Nigeria is on oxygen. And how can we get out of this? And these are kind of people who say they are leaders of this country. What example are they showing as leaders of the country?
Let's keep you abreast with happenings in the polity.
I am an employer of the president. I pay the president's salary. I pay the bills of his family. And he must protect me.
All the resources available in this country has to come together at this time to see how best we can move forward. The interest of Nigeria is part of it.
Standpoint.
Standpoint, the center of all talks of politics.
Standpoint, Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. on Rapid 96.5 FM.
No Nigerian is more Nigerian than any Nigerian. That's right.
Good morning. Good morning, wonderful listeners out there. We're here again to discuss some very important topic. Today, in fact, all through this week, I'm going to be on the saddle of my boss to be introducing the program. Today, we have very, very important topic, and I'm sure it's going to interest us. But before that, as always, let me introduce my colleagues that are here. We're always here to discuss issues and then also look at us some personal matters. Incorruptible Sam, please.
Yeah, good morning to you. And it's a beautiful week, actually. I don't know why I'm smiling anyway. Maybe I shouldn't be smiling.
I can see that you're very happy.
It's the last week of the month.
The reason I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, it's a beautiful week. Maybe because I love Mondays. Yeah, happy new week to everyone listening to us. Just like you have said, Ike. When we sit here for everybody. We educate, we inform, we entertain, and we stand on our points.
Absolutely, yes. Mondays usually, it's like we have gathered some steam, You slept well. You probably ate well as well, had some good rest. And then, of course, you went to church, worshipped God. And so that kind of give you some strength, to start the week on a very strong note so that before the end of the week, we'll also probably, we'll not lose steam. We'll keep coming up with wonderful stories. So at this point, let me hand over to our boss, the coordinator, to please take us on.
Let's not go fast, Sam, anyway. I don't want to say much apart from what you have already established. Good morning, Ike Ogbonnaya. Good morning,
sir.
Incorruptible Sam.
Yeah, good morning, Moses.
It's a great week. It's a new week altogether. And then, for record's sake, I believe this should be the last week in the month of June.
Yeah, the last week.
2024.
Absolutely.
And then while we keep tap on things that have been coming up in our country, we still count down on that different administrations across the country to see how their policies and programs will affect the people at the end of the day. Well, that being said, let us move down. Remember that the Supreme Court, not Supreme Court, I beg your pardon, last week judgment that had to do with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we saw a different phase of that particular case where they resulted or proposed for out of court or political settlement. As a matter of fact, remember that Mr. Awumulu, the federal government's prosecuting a lawyer, acknowledged that Mr. Kanu's lawyer earlier communicated his desire to seek an out-of-court settlement regarding the charges. But he said he did not have the instruction of his client, being the AGF, that's Fagbemi, the Attorney General of the Federation. However, the trial judge noted that she had no problem with parties exploring an out-of-court settlement if they decided to do so. The judge then urged Mr. Kanu to approach the AGF, who is the proper person to negotiate with. And that will form our conversation this morning on Standpoint, as we'll be looking at exploring political solution and federal legislators' move for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We'll face this discussion today on Standpoint. But before then, gentlemen, there are other issues we are tracking. We got the report that former vice president rather, and then also the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the 2023 general election visited the former president Muhammadu Buhari. Sam, this has lobbied a number of criticism also and contributions, saying that they are trying to work out things that has to do with the northern interest, talking about the 2027 general election. And then many persons rather have taken the position that look at even the president former president you went to visit does not have political strength. As a matter of fact, these are the controversies since that visit over the weekend.
What if they think Buhari doesn't have political strength? The person should watch it again, because Tinubu been there one way or the other. He contributed, and
yes, I saw what they did in 2014 towards the 2015 general election.
And when Northerners meet, whether we like it or yes, when they meet, they are a formidable force. Give it to them when it comes to the politics in Nigeria. When they meet, they are always a formidable force, and we can't rule that out. Yes. And that's why I tell people, if you think these politicians are enemies, you're deceiving yourself.
Do you know where they meet?
You are deceiving you. They are never enemies. Even if you should take it back to Rivers State, you can't tell me that Wike and Amechi will see and they will not greet. It's not possible. Even here in Abia State, that we think Oti and Okezip they are enemies. It will shock you to see them meeting and shaking hands, hugging themselves. In Imo State, at some point it was as if Rochas Okorocha and who again were enemies, until we saw a picture of them dancing. So the earlier we understand that, see, this is more about the game now, politics, and playing it well, the better for all of us. Now, Atiku and Buhari, remember, they were in the same party, APC. That should be 2015. It was at Buhari that won him in primaries that made him go back to PDP, if you can remember. So they can't be enemies. I was in Rivers State then. We were watching live television when Buhari defeated him on that primaries. Then he left, contested against him. They can never be enemies. That meeting, if you think it's nothing, is a big stuff that has actually made so many people to tell Obi, be careful. This is the man that you met and they were talking about major.
But when it comes to politics is all about a give and take. I give you this and I take this. We play interest role and see how we can come at on the same page.
Good. The same thing that made us see Obi with Labour. Had it been Kwankwaso agreed for Obi to be the flag bearer of NNPP, it would have been NNPP today. Would have been mentioning Obi and NNPP.
On the NNPP.
Not even Labour.
Not Labour Party.
He went there. Kwankwaso said no. He wants to be the flag bearer. Obi said no. I obviously will not, be the, deputy here. That was what happened. He initially, when he left PDP, it was NNPP that he went to. Not even Labour. When it didn't happen, he now joined Labour. Just like just to make that point of view, saying this is you give, you take. That is what it is. Before he now came to Labour. So what are we saying here? That's it. He wants to be the president of Nigeria. Talking about Atiku, that should be a few months ago. He said it, that it is his personal stuff that he wants to achieve that. That made me, I think it was Igbo newspaper. I reacted to that. Now, if we are making it personal, that means that's why we have leaders that when they go in there 2 years, they still tell you that they don't even know what they are doing because it's about personal interest first.
Even after 2 years.
Atiku wants to be the president of Nigeria. Even if it's only 4 years, it will be okay for him. He wants to be in that book of former president. So he's making the moves and he's starting it on time. So anybody that he feels he wants to meet now, that's his game he's playing already. I don't see any problem there. Now it's left for us, the people, to know who we want come 2027.
All right, this conversation is live on Facebook and YouTube. On YouTube, meet us at Rapid 96.5 FM. On Facebook, at Rapid Umahia. I don't see anything wrong in meeting political actors or paying visit and all of that. It's just that we are bent to making meanings out of all those things. However, we are talking about politics in Nigeria, and I believe political actors are teaming up. The steam is already boiling as we speak. They are looking at 2027 election issues in Rivers State and other political blocks. You get to understand whatever they are doing at the moment. Everybody wants to protect his or her interest at the 2027 election. But given these coming together again, I see it to just be the normal ritual of just going meet with each other. After all, these persons are from the same region.
Yeah. In politics, like they say, there's no permanent enemy. It's just permanent interest. So, and in this regard, Atiku is following his interest. And that's probably why he had to go and see Buhari. Even if it takes him seeing his enemy.
Let us not get the major discussion or topic that has been on ground.
That may still be on the pipeline. He's probably trying to weigh every option to see which one will favor him. You understand? And over the years in Nigerian political history, the Northerners have been more united than the South. They have been more united than the South. So they've always taken advantage of our disunity, to carry the day politically. So even if it takes him seeing his enemy, so long as it will help him to realize his ambition of being the president, I'm sure he will want to do that. They will always come up with one funny coloration or the other. They color it. He took advantage of the fact that there was a holiday, maybe Islamic holiday. He said, well, I needed to go and congratulate Atiku, Buhari. Wouldn't you have called him from your house? You understand? So you should have also called him from your house and congratulate him for the holidays. But this time you had to go have indoors. They always meet indoors, to strategize. So right now we are in the season of re-strategizing, lobbying, meeting all that needs to be met, all strategies that can help you have your way. They will do it. I've always admired the northern brand of politics. Even if you're in party B and I'm in party C, it doesn't take away the fact that we are there to represent an interest. But down here, ours is if you're in party B and I'm in party C, we are mortal foes, we are mortal enemies. Let's kill ourselves, let's die. Why should you be in party B and I'm in party C? So let's kill ourselves. So long as you're not in the same, even when they're in the same political party, they still fight. There are people still, wage war against themselves, still try to bring themselves down. But the Northerners have always defied. In fact, the Westerners also, our brothers in the Southwest, also play the same brand of politics. Imagine the likes of Donyo Kugbe abandoning P2B. Look at the statements they're making publicly. You understand? I tell you that after all, I was one that went to P2B. Yes. So why didn't you stick with P2B? You think that P2B is dead politically? No way. He just quietly retreated, went back to his Southwest brother who is now the president. But that politics should not be played that way. And that's because you don't have ideologies. If you have ideologies, you stick to your ideas. One day, your ideas will fly. One day, your ideas will be bought into by the masses. And then they'll say, come, let's try these guys' ideas and see how we'll fare with it. So I feel that we should be able to stick together politically and play our politics the way it should be done.
All right, joining us on Standpoint this morning is a policy management and development consultant, former state director, National Orientation Agency, Enugu State, Dr. Augustine Okolie. Very good morning to you, sir, and welcome to Standpoint.
Ben, good morning.
How have you been, sir?
I'm good. And you?
We are doing fine over here, trying to ensure that we contribute our best to shaping the policies and programs for our society, sir. Since Nnamdi Kanu was extradited to Nigeria in 2021, he has appeared in court for charges of treasonable felony and other counts charges, which some judgments have favored him. In the midst of this, he has been within the custody of the Department of State Services. Just last week, Thursday, the case involving Nnamdi Kanu was introduced to another option of exploring political settlement. That will be our focus this morning with you on Standpoint. But before we get down that discussion, we have seen letters, we have seen pictures on social media talking about Enugu State when it comes to smart schools and all of that. You've been in that state and as a stakeholder in Enugu State. Let us have update from you this morning with regard to developments and establishment of smart schools and health centers under the administration of Mba in Enugu State.
Well, thank you so much, Ben. Those are twin issues. The other issue is more political. The second issue about state government smart schools, about development and economic expansion, welfare of the people. The first issue of Nnamdi Kanu.
Okay, we'll come down to that of Nnamdi Kanu, but let's discuss because I've been thinking that I've not visited Enugu State for some time now. The news we've seen online, the pictures we've seen everywhere, talking about the establishment of smart schools across political wards in Enugu State. We want to get updates from you this morning because it's fascinating to know that, sir.
Well, I think the people of Enugu State are happy. What is going on in Enugu State is a transformation. It's a promise made and the promise being kept by Dr. Peter Mba, Governor of Enugu State. Peter Mba, indeed, is a homeboy. Grew up in Enugu. He knew Enugu from childhood. He knew that Enugu lost track, particularly in their welfare, economic emancipation, and the goodness and security. So when he campaigned to become governor under the umbrella of PDP, he came up with a manifesto, a document, a development agenda. And initially, some people were the naysayers, the unbelievers, were saying that the bogus claims that most of it, what was promising in the campaign manifestos were not realistic. But they didn't know he did a lot of homework, research work, and he did background checks. And the comment back from private sector, where I can never say never, or impossibility does not exist. All he needed was the support. All he needed was their mandate, which they gave to him unconditionally anyway. Enugu State from last year, immediately Governor Mba was sworn in. He swung into action. In fact, he drew a charter. A charter looks like a kind of political IOU. A charter like a kind of covenant with the people of Enugu State. That since they have trusted him with their mandate, is trying to even rush to actualize his promises and pledges. For instance, the one you just mentioned, Enugu have 260 electoral wards. When he campaigned, he didn't campaign at Opera Square or the stadium. He decentralized his campaign points using the same development center, using campaign wards, the electoral wards. So apart from the urban renewal, clearing the hedges, rebuilding the roads that have never been visited even since after the Civil War, there's a certain road called Ududu Koko. If you tell me that you are living there, I will never visit you. That was before. That was between Abwani Road and connecting to the express. There are so many routes. Transekulu, nobody goes to Transekulu then. What is going on in Enugu between October, November, December, and January this year was like kind of a construction site in terms of food rehabilitation and construction of new ones. Let me depart from road construction now. The practical and rural development agenda of smart primary schools, which the international community development partners have seen both the concepts and development and have held it and have adopted it as a signature development agenda. So 260 smart schools, most of them have been completed as we speak. Majority of them are ongoing.
Within this period of time?
Within 365 days in office. I think he's in a hurry, in a haste. He's doing a race against time. I don't know whether he wants to complete his 4 years tenure within 1 or 2 years. But that is left. And he says it's just beginning, it's just warming up. So he also accompanied that with 260 health centers. This time around, it's not community health centers, it's state-funded health centers. And these are smart ones also. Have all the digital accomplishments, embellishments, with equipment. Some people will just build a long haul and call it health center this time around, with digital complements of equipping them with both manpower. People have been recruited, doctors and nurses, and midwives, to accompany so that getting to rural health care, the people will now access it within each ward. Remember, most of the wards are community, so that brought that health care development with the doorsteps of every community, rural community, apart from the existing health centers that are also being maintained. Now, talking about smart schools, digital schools that are also under construction, some of them have also been completed. The prototype was first erected. They say the beauty starts from home, charity begins at home, was at Owo. Owo is the community where Governor Mbah came from. So he built it even before he became governor. So it now becomes a reference point, becomes what to copy, and he now tried to replicate that school, that smart school, in all the 260 electoral wards and communities in Enugu State.
It's impressive that
I think people of Enugu State, have been overwhelmed with gestures. Even opposition parties have not seen anything to complain. So I think it's a new development. The International Conference Center that was conceived and began from 1999 during the time of Governor Chimaroke Nnamani, that was abandoned more than 16 years, is now also being completed. The International Conference Center has about 3,500 sitting arrangement conference hall. It has, sitting at the ones the people of Enugu call the 3 arm zones. Sitting at Opera Square, adjacent to Opera Square, I have Government House at the other end and House of Assembly opposite it. Then at the right-hand side, they have the Judicial Headquarters. So we can now conveniently call that place the 3 arm zone in Enugu State. So it has received, is about to complete it. He said he will complete it before the end of this year. And the Hotel Presidential that was abandoned and stripped to blocks as we speak. Hotel Presidential is also have been awarded to be reconstructed. And another, what we call 5-star hotel is also being built within the International Conference Center.
It's fascinating, Dr. Okolie, because that's of the presidential hotel. I know of that situation very well when I was still in Enugu State. But I will come around to a kind of have a first-hand view of what you are saying this morning. Let us get down to the establishment of smart schools. You're talking about 260 smart schools across political wards in Enugu State. Amazing. This is gigantic, I would want to say at this point. But another question, what are the possibilities that these establishments or the establishment of these schools would affect even the local populace where they are being cited?
Well, if you see the spread, like I said earlier, wards, electoral wards, mainly, when I say 260 electoral wards, almost per community. So I've never seen a more penetrating, a more rural development-oriented project than getting down, not building at the urban centers of Enugu, Nsukka, and some other Abani and so on. Now, when you spread such a project with all the full complements of equipment, and teachers are being recruited, and this is digital. When they say smart school, it has all the complements of being smart. E-library, digital equipment, teaching aids, not even the chalk and blackboard. We have these computers and these e-formats, so that it is easy to train what we just obtained outside the country. The advanced world is what is now currently going on. You know, people are just saying, come and see. That the case is no longer doing campaigns, so it's now into developmental projects.
Will they also take care of employment issue at this local?
It has also taken care of, because remember, 260, they will have teachers, they will have library, they will have laboratories, they will have computer, lab, they will have, sports, arena. Most of those, so that is why they call it smart schools. So it is well spread out across the state, so nobody has any reason to complain, because anything get into all the wards is like spreading things across the communities. And in each ward you have smart school, you have smart health center. I don't know what a more comprehensive primary responsibilities, primary healthcare, primary education. Those are if you want to deal with the rural dwellers, we want to deal with development. And those are the dual-pronged approach of education and health. And talking about water, remember water and sanitation, the one they call WASH, is also accompanying them as he's building routes. There's this other idea that has come, a new Enugu. Enugu that will be better than the existing Enugu. Enugu spanning from the eastern part of Enugu State, going towards the neighboring states, entire Nkana West, Nkana East, Enugu South, Enugu North, East Uzo, all the the lands that are left, the roads, construction, dual carriage have also all started simultaneously. So it tries to recreate the one we call New Enugu, while the old Enugu is receiving attention and development. A new Enugu is also being on the cards.
I hope, Doc, that this project will not fall short of its objectives. We have a culture in our country or society where we put up this project. At the end of the day, the issue of maintenance, abandonment will come in, and all of that.
Ben, we are all watching. This is under 1 year. It has a 4-year mandate. So if he can do this with this speed under 365 days and still smarting, then we have a lot to expect. Because if you follow through his campaign promises, his campaign manifesto, he says he tries to transform Enugu to become at least the first 3 best states in Nigeria. Of course, when you count first 3 states, you count Lagos, maybe any other state, then Enugu have to fall in line above and over the rest of the 36 states. And that's what he wants to do by expanding the economy. and the growth of Enugu State.
All right, Doc. We'll keep monitoring the developments in Enugu State in the southeast region of Nigeria. At this point, interesting twisting, I would use that word, please pardon me, when it comes to the case that has to do with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, talking about exploring political solution, and then the federal legislators move. We saw what they did, about 50 of them from different states and political parties, writing to the president that you could intervene and also order the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What is your reaction to the court's affirmed option of exploring political settlements, sir?
I think the federal government is lacking in what we call political will. The federal government is lacking in political will to discharge and dismiss that Nnamdi Kanu's issues. That is not a model or a novel development. The former Obafemi Awolowo had almost the same issue of treason. And even Professor Wole Soyinka also had the same issue. They didn't go through the routes of litigations and judicial, procedure. They used political, routes, kind of out-of-court settlement to discharge it. So even if you see people shouting and jumping up and down, crucify him, Nnamdi Kanu was not the first to be caught in that kind of way, assuming without conceding that actually what they were trying him for, that he actually did that, they said before the court. But I feel the federal government, in order to maintain peace and unity, and to particularly, foster peace in Southeast, foster security in Southeast, help the governors, that the monster of this insecurity that is plaguing Southeast can easily, in one fell swoop, be taken care of and solved by letting Nnamdi Kanu, so that you can now see any criminal who will be hiding under that Nnamdi Kanu or sit at home, whatever.
Are you saying that people are taking advantage of Nnamdi Kanu's?
So I think the government know what to do. All this rumor and this, it's a simple pronouncement. We even expected that when President Tinubu came on board, the first thing he could have done to restore peace in Southeast is to let Nnamdi Kanu go. Even if he gives him a house arrest, they'll leave him out of public play. His colleague in the Southwest, he was even taken to Benin Republic and back with the same issues like Nnamdi Kanu, and nobody's talking about the guy. He's now home and travel with his family. So that is why when the Southeasterners complain marginalization, of domination, and unnecessary targeting, you will not blame them so much. Because when they have issue, you can even see how they are chasing Peter Obi up and down. If other people comment on a national issue, if Peter Obi also comments on a national issue, it becomes a different thing altogether. You will see the kind of spate of attacks. So our people say that when you look at somebody and when you blink at somebody. So the Southeasterners are not feeling they are being fairly treated. Nobody likes the modus operandi of the type of liberation Kanu came with. But everybody demands fair treatment, equal treatment. A situation whereby this thing has brought about insecurity, have heightened the insecurity in Southeast, that the hoodlums and the criminals have, hid under that, agitation to perpetrate kidnappings, killings, and even attacks on public facilities. They cannot be killing the people you have claimed to be protecting. How can you be killing the people if you say you want Biafra? If you say you want liberation, how can the people become victim of your circumstance? So, but you know that everything is shrouded in this Nnamdi Kanu saga. So the federal government should have, let.
Are you trying to say that there are persons who have been taking advantage of Nnamdi Kanu's detention?
That is exactly what is going on. People are taking advantage because we have armed robbers before. We no longer have armed robbers now. What we now have killings. We don't know which one is perpetrated by the headsmen. Sometimes they even have accusations about some security forces transmuting and transforming into, civilian dresses and also causing the same mayhem to, try to give a dog a bad name, to hang it. So it's a very simple thing. The federal government can let Nnamdi Kanu go. Some governors have even offered to take him on bail. Professor Chukwuma Soludo have done that. Some other governors have also done. Some senators say, if you give me Nnamdi Kanu, I will, make sure that it doesn't overstep the ground. So it's a very simple thing. The federal government wants to help stabilize and bring about unity and safety and security in Southeast. The most little thing they can do is to allow Nnamdi Kanu. He has not committed what others have not committed. I'm not saying that I'm supporting that. I'm against that. But Awolowo, like I mentioned, Wole Soyinka, almost the same thing. They were it was settled, outside judicial, outside detention, and all this making headlines, helping papers to sell, and helping social media people to be busy. So that we can now start talking about the hardship and the economic issues that is going on, and the bad governance that is going on, federal level and so on.
All right, so people are saying that
solve one magic one by letting him leave the detention center.
All right, this particular option, many persons have said that look at the Ohanaeze, other civil organizations, and even political stakeholders in the Southeast have made a similar move in terms of pleading for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, since we are still discussing this political settlement or acts of court settlement. But these moves have suffered failure even upon arrival. This particular one again, and then including that of the federal lawmaker saying that, oh, the presidency, you can do something about it. Would it not also suffer another phase of Waterloo, given what has played out in the past, sir?
We don't know. That is not a government pronouncement. The boy is good. The late Mbazulika Amechi, who pleaded with the former president, Muhammad Buhari, to do this last favor for him. He went to the villa to pray that that Nnamdi Kanu even gave him the custody. The former president failed Mbazulika Amechi, lowered his hand, and failed to release Nnamdi Kanu, and Mbazulika Amechi is now late. If they decide today, we felt that maybe whatever Nnamdi Kanu was saying, using the radio Biafra and so on, that was targeting former Muhammad Buhari, that Ahmed Tinubu was not part of it. So if you have come and seen what is going on and bring down the tension and the insecurity going on by simply letting them become a detention center. But you can see that after 1 year, he has not done that. So if he decides today to do that, it's still good. Our people will say in our parlance, if he decides today to let Nnamdi Kanu matter be solved. Sunday Igboho even did worse things. Yeah. Even some people, he was, declared was declared wanted. But today, they let him off the hook, maybe because of where he comes from. Maybe Nnamdi Kanu is being detained because of where he comes from. So it's yet to be seen if the president, as the commander-in-chief of armed forces and the leader of the entire country, should try to maintain peace and listen to the cries of governors, the cries of Ohanaeze, the cries of elders of Ndibo, the cries of the insecurity going on as a result of that detention. So apart from settling the matter once and for all, also restore peace. Southeast was once the happiest and most safe political zone in Nigeria before Nnamdi Kanu saga. I don't know how just use that issue to make Southeast. If you see there a lot of roadblocks of military, of police, and even in the Northeast where you have what is it called, Boko Haram, and all these the ones they call bandits and terrorists and whatever. You cannot even find that number of roadblocks in the northeast or in the northwest. So the southeast are like under siege. They feel that they are being targeted. Everybody knows the southeast people are, prosperous. So people want to be posted to southeast so that they can now collect money from people who returned from abroad. Southeast people are, most of them are, they travel a lot. Most of these people going abroad, if you have 10% of Nigerians traveling, about 8 of them are from Southeast. So those at home also, and even within the entire states, immediately after counting the indigenous population of the state, the next most populous people are people from Southeast. Because if you begin to sound ethnic, Southern Igbos or Ndibo or whatever, but people from Southeast, there's no state in Nigeria that if you come, you'll not find them being the next most populous, population people in that state, aside the indigenous. Even in Lagos State, I don't think there's any other ethnic group more than the Southeast people.
All right,
that is why they can win any election in Lagos. They can come, and that's why it was a little surprise to me Peter Obi won election in South, even though the votes were suppressed. So many people were intimidated during that election. So in Kano too, and in Abuja, go to Kano, the number of hotels, number of establishments in Abuja, the number of lands that are developed in Abuja, like the Southeast, people from there are doing that. When they come to a place, they'll develop it, they'll build their houses, they'll take it as home. They go on binding the Nigerian unity are the people from Southeast. If other people could emulate the Southeast people, if they come to a place, they will build, they'll bring their family, they will settle there, they will also do business with you. And they don't acquire land by force, they don't enter the bush, they will pay rent, they will pay for land, they will prosper. So that is why we don't know it has attracted envy and jealousy.
All right, sir. There are other key things that my colleagues will find out from you, but that will be after this break. This is Standpoint, the Center of All Talks of Politics. Please stay with us.
Arrive alive. Respect traffic rules. Do not drink and drive. Do not drive and drink. Every life on the road is precious. Drive safely. Be attentive and ensure your journey doesn't become a tragedy.
Stop wa on our roads. Nwanne m onye abịa. Mata na ndụ gị dị ndị abịa mkpa. Kwụsị wa n'okporo ụzọ anyị. Drive safely.
This message is powered by Abia State Orientation Agency.
Ozia, Sinaga Abia State Orientation Agency. Na Abiarun.
Wow! Praise time is here. Salvation Ministries present Praise Festival. Zion Rejoice. This soul-lifting event holds on Saturday, 29th June 2024 at Salvation Ministries Church Auditorium, 135C Okigwe Road, behind Ibiza Hotel, Aba, Abia State. Time is 4 p.m. prompt. Ministering Pastor Charles Aliko, music ministers Mr. M and Revelation, Chinasa, Boma Benjamin, comedians Busy Mouth and Talking Drum. Come, let's praise God in the beauty of His holiness and receive His manifold blessings. You are cordially invited.
Beauty is power. A smile is its sword. Beauty lies in the eye of the beholder. Beauty is all around us. So, if you want to look good always, visit Masters and Wands Cosmetics stores. It's new, it's exclusive, and a happening store in beauty products. We deal on perfumes and cosmetics such as body lotions, facial creams and scrubs, body sprays, powders, bath wash, and all kinds of quality cosmetics with affordable prices. Contact us at number 41 Fimbers Road, Umuahia, or number 28 School Road, Umuahia, all in Abia State. Call us on 0806 951 2773 or email us at wandsglean@gmail.com. Masters and Wands Cosmetic Stores. Quality is our name. Signed, Management.
Let's do this, y'all. Come on. It is 96.5. It is Rapid.
Let's talk politics, dynamics, and permutations.
It's a concern that we have for our country, Nigeria. So this is beyond partisan politics. Nigeria is on drip. Nigeria is on oxygen. And how can we get out of this? And these are kind of people who say they are leaders of this country. What example are they showing as leaders of the country?
Let's keep you abreast with happenings in the polity.
I am an employee of the president. I pay the president's salary. I pay the bills of the family. And he must protect me.
All the resources available in this country has to come together at this time to see how best we can move forward. The interest of Nigeria is part of it.
Standpoint.
Standpoint, the center of all talks of politics.
Standpoint, Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. on Rapid 96.5 FM.
No Nigerian is more Nigerian than any Nigerian. That's right.
You're welcome back to Standpoint, the center of all talks of politics on Rapid 96.5 FM. You can participate at this point through our social media handles. Remember, on YouTube at Rapid 96.5 FM, on Facebook Rapid Umahia, and also 091600965 or 0916333 Dr. Augustine Okolie, sir, you're welcome back to the program.
It's my pleasure. I'm always here.
All right.
Yeah, Dr. Augustine, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yeah, I know the name. That's my younger brother's name anyway. My name is Incorruptible Sam. Can you hear me, sir?
I can't hear you.
Okay. I said my name is Incorruptible Sam.
Okay.
All right. And you have touched so many areas, actually, as it has to do with the case of Nnamdi Kanu. Talking about Enugu, when Ben is coming, I will come with him to actually see some of the things you have talked about. Maybe we'll be preparing to give him the best governor from the southeast. Because we want development. But about Nnamdi Kanu, and while talking, you mentioned Igboho, and we know Igboho's story also. You said maybe Igboho was actually pardoned, or his case, forgotten, because maybe he's from where the current president is actually from. Now, bringing it back to us here, I don't know, it's just my own question. Do you think, had it been Obi Peter, had it been he won the election, now becomes the president of Nigeria, are you saying that Nnamdi Kanu's case by now would have been an issue in the past?
Well, it's not only if Peter Obi, maybe if he had won the election, any fair-minded person, whether Atiku or Obi or any other patriotic Nigerian who has won election, we don't know why, because I even thought that Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a progressive, who have seen the need to allow Nnamdi Kanu to go home and discharge that burden of insecurity in Southeast. Because if Nnamdi Kanu is released today from prison, you see the amount of jubilation in Southeast.
Sure.
You will also see the toning down of rhetorics. And in fact, insecurity will go down more than 60 to 80% in Southeast. So it's not a case of if Peter Obi will have done the right thing. I think Peter Obi will have done the right thing. Sometimes people even accuse him of supporting or promoting the issue of IPO. But any fair-minded person will see, like E.K. Clark has been coming out vociferous about the kind of treatment being meted out to people from Southeast by policies of federal government. E.K. Clark is from Delta State and the leader of PANDEV, the South people. Even the leader of Afenifere is also in the same vein. You see, when the rain is beating some people, fair-minded people with goodwill, when I say fair-minded and balanced mind, will always intervene. That is what we expected that this government will do. But I don't know why the foot dragging, because as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing that they cannot solve with dialogue. And government have the whip and the carrot. So I think Nnamdi Kanu have been whipped a long time, have been detained. Even Wole Soyinka didn't stay as long as Nnamdi Kanu.
All right, sir.
Came to a radio station to announce, a change of government. The same thing with, Awolowo, Obafemi Awolowo. Remember why we were detained in Calabar, and he only stepped out from the prison and became prime minister to General Gowon. I'm not saying they should make Nnamdi Kanu prime minister, but at least he has similar issues like his case, talking about people who are calling, that he committed treason, treasonable felony or whatever.
All right, sir.
Sunday,
there is this.
Sunday also from Southwest.
Yes.
Also, I'm saying that they can as well, to maintain peace.
All right. Good morning, sir. Hello, sir. Good morning, sir. Hello. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Ike Obunaya.
Okay.
We appreciate the various efforts that are being made to ensure that Nnamdi Kanu is eventually released from detention. But in the event that these efforts didn't put through, and then maybe federal government decides that we should continue with the court proceedings, do you see him getting out of it, given the level of allegations, that has been slammed on him?
Yes.
Okay, sir. You will handle that question alongside these ones that will be coming in from our callers all together because of our time. 09160 0000965 or 09160 Just bring up your question. Our guest will address it this morning. Good morning and welcome to Standpoint.
God bless you, Ben Moses and Incorruptible Sam. Please let us allow the question for now. Don't get you guys for it. President Ndoro Beniguano. Please, I think the guests actually have given us a good response to the matter of releasing of Nnamdi Kanu. The most important thing is this. What is the reason? The reason is that they are jealousy. For Igbos have been prospering in every area. That is number one. Two is this. From what Ojukwu said that we have been marginalized, and that has been the case. Still remains the case today. Then third is this. They are leaders. Where have they been? With the possibility that the figures that make a move before the decision of the border, where is our own people? Now, these people are just like they are waking up now. These 50 of them, federal lawmakers, they are waking up. But what are we trying to say now? This is this. Tinubu, you don't have any case in this matter before you arrive at the president. So can't you now go ahead and this is matter? Because one, you're talking about insecurity. Insecurity has been the other part. It has been in the trending issue. So the only solution as the Mr. President now, going to at the head, make sure that this young man now to this. Remember?
All right, run off your points. Your time is up. All right.
Our economy, in terms of maintaining our economy, in terms of the stability of our economy.
All right, thank you so much. We appreciate your contribution. A very good morning to you and welcome to Standpoint.
Good morning, Mr. Moses.
Good morning and welcome.
Who say man know the name I'm calling from Omai? Is our guest still online?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, Incorruptible and our guest. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Yeah, please, I want to thank you for coming on air to what the governor of Enugu State has done. To me, I believe that Mr. Peter Mba is a silent achiever. He's not a media governor. He's not a propagandist governor like some governors in this Nigeria today. So I want to encourage him to continue. Most times they come up with actions. As in, I've been following them, coming on air to tell us what the governor has done. Not when the governor has not done anything, as you can see in some states, they will keep carrying media people to just be doing anything they like, just to achieve cheap popularity. Then turning to whether Tinubu or Atiku said Mr. President, they know what politics is all about, and they have majority number when it comes to geopolitical zones. They have more than enough. In Kano State, we have 44 local governments. So these are the things that we are fighting for, so that it will be a benefit. But if Atiku, it is a prerogative for Atiku to visit anybody. So I am telling our brothers, let us learn how to play this politics.
All right, make up your points, please.
And let them join together. If presidential they should want to change this, the government of APC that has brought fears to Nigerians, they should make sure that they join hands together, come up with one platform, and make sure that they change this unnecessary change. Thank you and God bless.
All right, Usema Node, thank you. We appreciate your contribution. Good morning and welcome to Standpoint.
Good morning, Mr. Ben.
You're welcome. Your name and location, please.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Chijoke is my name. I am calling from Benji Road. Mr. Speaker, this morning, first of all, I want to greet your guest. Good morning, sir. And I want to start by saying that the issue of Nnamdi Kanu cannot be played politics with. Because I understand that Governor Alex have made several comments concerning Nnamdi Kanu. He promised that he would support any move by making sure that Nnamdi Kanu was really. And we saw what opposition did against Governor Alex Oti. They wrote to Mr. President in Abia State that Alex Oti was the one sponsoring IPOB. That Peter was the one sponsoring IPOB. They make different comments over this. And we're asking ourselves, what can we gain from this issue? And to make every sure that our brother is released from prison because he has done nothing. So I am saying that we should not play politics with this time of politics has gone.
All right.
And those people that are on the issue of governance in Abia, I would say that Governor Alex Oti has started well. He has done well.
All right, Chijoke.
It makes me surprised when I had some people who always tell us in the situation that their governor Ibazu has paid all the workers.
All right, your time is up on this particular one. All right. All right, thank you so much. We appreciate your contribution. Good morning and welcome to Standpoint. Okay, we lost that call. Doc, we'll come back to you very shortly, please. You're welcome to the program. Good morning.
Good morning, Moses Ben.
Your name and location, please.
I'm Okafor from Omaya.
All right, Okafor.
Yes, the issue of Nnamdi Kanu, I only want to say that whoever that has anything to contribute, just like the 50 lawmakers that have signed and wrote Mr. President for his release, the governor should follow suit. We don't need any secret movement again. They should do whatever they can openly. Now, concerning the development of Southeast, just like our guests have said, every governor, every political gladiator in Southeast should put their hands on deck. Hunger is ravaging the land.
All right.
Let the Southeast that is known for agriculture, let us go back to our farm. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. The issue of insecurity in the Southeast, we would elaborate this conversation on security talks after the news light at 10 o'clock. So stay on that dial where we would excavate discussion there. Doc, let me come back to you. My colleague asked you a last question there. Your reaction to it before round of the program, sir.
Well, from what I get, some of those, who commented to the program, some of them were not coherent. I could not hear clearly what they were saying. But the first person, I think Ike.
Yes, Ike, yeah.
Yes. He was saying whether if they go the whole hog in the judicial proceedings of Nnamdi Kanu, whether I expect to get justice. I want to remind him that Nnamdi Kanu has been in court and even appeal court because of the charge him. So I was surprised when government appealed that issue. That was last administration. The court said they should release Nnamdi Kanu. The appeal court also said they should release Nnamdi Kanu. And they are still detaining him, trying to file new charges and so. So I believe that it is not a social judicial issue. It is an issue of political will and determination to cure insecurity in Southeast. We have considered insecurity to a very big monumental level in Southeast and in the country in general. So I believe that federal government should, cure insecurity in Southeast by at least releasing Nnamdi Kanu. Let us know those who are issuing a statement from Finland.
All right, sir.
And those who are within, the difference between what Nnamdi Kanu is preaching and what others are preaching.
All right, sir. We are completely out of time, sir, at this point. We want to take the news then. We'll bring you back to still take us through necessary development in our region, southeast region of Nigeria. I want to say a very big thank you to, of course, he has been our guest this morning, a policy management and development consultant, former state director, National Orientation Agency, Enugu State, Dr. Augustine Okolie. Thank you so much for your time on Standpoint today.
Thank you for having me. It's always been my pleasure to participate in this program.
All right, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Iko Bonaya, Incorruptible Sam. Gentlemen, thank you for your time on the program.
Tomorrow.
All right.
We appreciate you.
Let us do the security issue in Southeast on Security Talk. Good morning.
Trending stories, breaking news, fast. News Light on Rapid 96.5 FM.